Welcome back to Yoga for Irish Dance. My name is Amelia, and today we're going to be working on our core strength. A lot of people think of the core as just being right here in front, but your core is actually everything between your shoulders and your knees, front and back. So we're going to be working our core kind of all around, and it's perfect for humans, obviously, but also Irish dancers, because everything we do is in that upright, tall position. And to stay in that upright position, say when you do a big kick, you have to have core strength, because if you do the kick and you go forward, it's because you're not able to stabilize with those core abdominal muscles. So yeah, that's what we're going to be working on today. Let's get started. To begin, we're going to start in our easy pose, just cross-legged. Whichever foot you want in front is perfect. Find those sits bones. Sit nice and tall. Oh, I should also add, later in class, you might want a strap if you have one. If you don't have a strap, you could grab like a towel or a t-shirt or something like that too. We're only going to use it for one pose, so if you don't have it, no worries either. So sitting nice and tall, easy pose. Find those sits bones. Lengthen through the top of the head. Pull the navel to spine. Relax the shoulders. Allow them to melt down the back. Hands can rest wherever feels natural. We're just going to take a second to find our center, find our focus. So as you find that focus, eyes may soften or close completely. That's up to you. Just begin to notice the breath, not necessarily changing it or holding it or extending it, just noticing it. Where is your exhale? Where is your inhale? How do they feel today? Maybe you do a quick full body scan, just checking in with different parts of the body. Is anywhere sore? Do you feel really good today? Do you feel really tired today? Just kind of noticing where you're at in your body today and just meeting it with no judgment, no preconceived notions of what you should or shouldn't feel like. And then just bring the focus back to that inhale, maybe deepen it a little bit. And exhale, release all of that air. We're going to start today with just a little seated twist. We're going to start just warming up those abdominal muscles. So whenever you're ready, if the eyes have closed, maybe gently open them. Take a breath, roll the shoulders down and back a couple of times. Let the body know we're about to start moving again in a bigger way. Last time, drop those shoulders down and back. We're going to inhale, arms come tall. On our exhale, pick a side and twist open towards that side. Now, as we twist, we're not pulling into it. We're actually thinking about, instead of pulling deeper into it, we're thinking about growing taller through each vertebrae on every inhale. If you're able to look over that back shoulder, feel free to do so. Inhale a little bit taller. Exhale, release center. Other side. Inhale, long. Exhale, twist. Once again, not pulling into it, but breathing tall through the top of the head. If you can look over the back shoulder on this side, feel free to do so. Inhale a little bit taller. Exhale, release center. One more time each side with the breath. Inhale, long. Exhale, release. Inhale, tall. Exhale, center. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, twist. Inhale, tall through the top of the head. Exhale, center. We're going to inhale again. Inhale, reach long. This time, exhale, one hand finds the floor, other arm reaches overhead, and we find a gentle side body bend here. Now, whether you're all the way over, all the way up here, wherever you're at in your side bend is great today. What you want to make sure of is that the heart is not rounding forward. We're still open through the rib cage. We're long through the arm, shoulders pulled away from the ear, and this opposite hip that we're leaning away from is still grounded down. Feeling that stretch. You might look up at that extended arm if you want. Nice. Inhale, long. Exhale, release. Other side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, opposite arm finds the floor. Same thing here. Check in with that rib cage. Make sure it's staying nice and open. Heart is open. Opposite hip is rooted down into the earth. And then if you want it, looking up at that hand. Just feeling the opening here through the side body, through the rib cage. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, release. One more time, each side with the breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, extend to the side. Inhale, tall. Exhale, release that arm down. Inhale. Exhale, other side, side body bend. Inhale, long. Exhale, release. From here, we're just going to roll over the tops of the feet to find our tabletop pose. So as you come to tabletop, lots of options. If you have blocks or you want to come to fists, maybe the wrists are uncomfortable today, that's always an option. Another option as we go through class, as always, is if a pose doesn't feel good for your body today, don't do it. You know what good pain feels like, right? That working pain. It's not even a pain, it feels good. And you know what bad pain feels like when it's hurting and tweaking and just bad. And we don't want that. So if something hurts today, feel free to take it out, come to a child's pose, come to a cat-cow, kind of whatever you need, and then jump back in. So in our tabletop, hands are right under shoulders, knees under hips. Knees are about 1.5 to 2 fists apart. Hands are spread wide, or you're in those fists, up to you. And from here, we find length from the top of the head, connecting all the way down to that tailbone. And then we're going to find our cat-cow. So on your next inhale, fill the belly with air, drop it down. Exhale, round, pull the navel of the spine, look between the shoulders or between the arms. And then inhale, fill the belly as it drops low. Exhale, release all that air around it, pull the belly in. We're just going to move through our cat-cow a couple more times here. So moving at your own pace with your inhale and exhale. Warming up that spine, warming up the back core, the front core. Cat-cow is really a great little combination of poses. Do one more full cycle wherever you're at. We'll all meet in a tabletop position. Now when you get to your tabletop position, we are going to be here for a little bit longer, and we're going to be dispersing our weight kind of off center. So again, whatever options you need, if the wrists are uncomfortable today or you need to take a break, feel free. We're going to do balancing tabletops. So pick a side and opposite foot, let me nudge this pillow back a little bit. Opposite foot, opposite arm is going to reach long. You have options here. First option would be staying right here on the floor. That's totally fine. Second option would be raising just the arm or just the leg. Third option is reaching both long. Now, as we reach long, we don't want to tweak the hip up. Hips are square to the ground. The pelvis bones are pointed straight at the ground, and same with the chest. We're going to hold here, flex the foot. We're not turned out. We're pointing the toes down at the earth, pressing the heel through the back wall. Front fingertips are reaching long. Inhale, exhale, round it forward. Pull the knee to elbow. Inhale, reach long. 3 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, round. Pull the navel to spine. Reach long. 2 more. Round it. And reach. Last one on this side. Pull in. And reach long. Hold for just a second. Hold for just a second. Pull that shoulder down and away. And release. Take a second here. Release the hips. Maybe drop into a child's pose. Maybe circle those wrists a little bit. We're going to do the same unbalanced table on the other side. Whew. So, coming back to our tabletop position. Same options. Opposite leg, opposite arm. You could stay right here. You could reach one or the other, or reach both. I'll show on this side. So my hips are square. Looks great. Hips are not square. So re-square the hips. Pull that shoulder away from the ear. We hold here for a second. We're igniting that back core. Big inhale. Exhale, round. Pull the navel to spine. Inhale, reach it long. Toes are pointing down at the earth. Heels pressing. Fingertips are pressing. Exhale, round. And press it back out. 2 more times. We're long through the top of the head to that tailbone. Pull it in. Press it out. 1 more time. Pull it in. And press it out. Hold here, hold here, hold here. Doesn't matter how high, how low the arm and the leg are. Pull the navel a little bit tighter. And release. Sink it back. For a child's pose, you could bring the knees to the outer edges of the mat. Big toes find each other. Releasing the forehead to the floor, or a hand, or a fist, or a block. Just take a second, releasing the abdominal muscles, releasing the back muscles. Find the breath again. Now you can take as long as you need here in your child's pose. But when you're ready, we're going to gently come tall. Walk those knees back under the hips. Place the hands a little bit in front of those shoulders. Tuck the toes, and we're going to come to our first down dog. Lift the hips. Now wherever those heels are at is great. Whether you've got bent knees here, totally fine. Another option, because of what we're about to go into, is you could stay with that sequence we just did in tabletop position. So your call. If you're ready and you're pressing through the pinky, through the index finger and the thumb, we're going to lift one leg, 3-legged dog. Now, just like in our tabletop, we're not opening the hips. Hips are square to the earth. Heel is pressing. Foot is flexed and not turned out. From here, inhale, exhale, shift forward, pull the knee to chest. Press it back out, 3-legged dog. We're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale, exhale, pull the knee in. Press it back up 2 more times, flowing with your breath, pulling the knee in, feeling that core engage. 1 more time. Press it back up, 3-legged dog, and release. Take a second if you need to, drop your knees, maybe come to a child's pose, release those wrists. We're gonna do the same thing, 3-legged dog, and then pulling the knee in 4 times on our second side. If your second side doesn't feel as good as your first side and you want a different option, that tabletop option is always there. Reset the hands, reset the feet, tuck the toes, lift the hips, get set here, maybe tread the feet a little bit, whatever you need. I am slipping today. I have a new yoga mat and it's not quite worn in yet, so I feel my hands slipping forward. Okay, lift that opposite foot, square the hips again, right? So we're not open, square the pelvis, take a breath. Inhale, exhale, round it forward, pull the knee to chest, press it back out, flexing that foot, pointing the toes straight down at the earth, round, come forward again, pull the knee in, press it back out, 2 more times, pulling it in, really engage those core abdominal muscles, feel the navel of the spine, 1 more time, pull it in, press it back out, 3-legged dog. Release the foot. Bring the knees to the outer edges of the mat. Take a second. Child's pose. You might choose to leave the hands reaching long or rest the hands palms up, down by the legs. Just releasing those shoulders a little bit. We are going to be moving into another downward facing dog. As always, you have options. You should take those options if you need them. So if the wrists are feeling uncomfortable, you could grab a block or 2 blocks to elevate those hands, right? Or stay in that tabletop, whatever you need. When you're ready, we come out of our child's pose, walking those knees under, setting up first in our tabletop position, and then tucking the toes, lifting the hips. From here, we're gonna flow through a plank to our upward facing dog or cobra. So I want you to pull the navel to spine, engage it here first in your downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, shift forward. We're gonna hold our plank for a second. As you hold your plank, option to come to the knees is always there. We're holding, we're pressing away from the earth. Inhale, exhale, shift forward, chaturanga, lower the knees if you need. Round the shoulders back, pressing up to cobra, or lifting the knees, engaging those quads, upward facing dog. Flip the feet, back to downward dog. We're gonna do that 2 more times with our breath. Inhale, exhale, shift, plank and hold. Inhale, exhale, round, not round, shift forward, chaturanga, upward facing dog or cobra. 1 more time, flip the feet, downward facing dog. Inhale, pull the navel to spine, elbows are rotated forward here. Hold the plank, shift, lower and hold the chaturanga if you want an extra little work for those triceps. Upward facing dog or cobra or baby cobra. And then flip the feet, downward facing dog. Let's step those feet in. Where's the breath? Where's the sensation? Where are you feeling it? Just check in with the body, see how it feels. We're in our forward fold. Take a second here. Release the head and neck. Opposite hand might find opposite elbow. You might find a little sway. If the knees need to be bent or want to be bent here, that is perfect. Notice the breath. From here, we're going to go into a chair pose. So, take a breath, exhale. Deeply bend the knees, hips sink back, inhale, arms raise up. Chair pose. Now in our chair pose, pull the navel to spine. I know I keep saying pull the navel to spine, but that's what we're doing, right? Core focus. If feet are hips width apart, make sure the knees are not rocking in or out. Feet could also be tucked together if you want. Inhale 1 more time. Exhale, release, forward fold. We're gonna do 2 more chair poses. You got 2 more chances here. option is always there to maybe not come as deep in your chair. Take an extra couple of seconds in your forward fold. Really, this is your time, your class. Inhale, exhale, deeply bend the knees. Inhale, long spine, neutral through that lower back. Sink a little deeper if you can, pull the core a little tighter. Check in with the knees, make sure they're not extending past the toes. Inhale, exhale, release and fold. We got one more chair. Last one, I swear. Inhale, exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, lift it tall. Breathing, you guys are doing great. Inhale. This time on our exhale, stand tall, hands find heart center. We're going to take a second in our mountain pose, in our Tadasana. Roll those shoulders down and back. Palms face the front. Engage through the quads, pulling those kneecaps up. All four corners of the feet are grounded. Just notice the sensation in the body. Feel wherever you're at, wherever you're feeling these movements today. Nice. So we're going to do a little balance. So we're going to do one-legged extensions. And this is where you might want a strap as an option. So I'm going to show all three options. Oh, that was loud. All three options. First option is you pick a side, shift the weight onto that leg, make sure you're not locking the knee, it's got still a nice bend in it. Other foot raises up, flex that foot and extend it forward. You could stay right here. You could lift it a little higher. You could take peace fingers behind the big toe and reach long. Or instead of using a hand, you could use your handy dandy strap to help here. Woo. So wherever you want to be at, go ahead and choose that now. And then we're just going to hold for a couple of breaths. And the interesting thing with balance, as with everything, is one side is probably going to feel different than the other. Is that totally normal? Yes. Is it totally okay? Yes. So your choice, pick that side you want to start on and extend the leg. If it's higher, if it's lower, wherever you're at, that's perfect. If you feel a little wobble, that's okay. Whew. I clearly do today. Balance is also one of those things that is different day to day. Pull the navel a little tighter. Maybe find something just in front of you to look at. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale, release. Nice. Shifting sides. Same option. You could be here. You could take those peace fingers and extend. If you're extending, we're still standing tall. We're not rounding forward. Same thing would be true with our strap. So even if we've got that strap and we're here, we're tall instead of rounding forward, right? And that's going to help us engage the core even more. So your choice, second side might be different than first side, and that's okay, but go ahead and choose it now. Check in, are you standing tall? Is the core pulled tight? Breathing through it, maybe find something still to look at. If one side feels way wobblier than the other, that's okay. If you have to tap down, that's okay too. One more inhale. Exhale. Release. Nice. Back to our Tadasana. Tall mountain pose. From here, inhale, reach long. As you reach, fingers will interlace. Index finger stays pointed towards the sky. Inhale a little taller. Shoulders are still melting down and away. Exhale, lean to one side. As we lean, just like when we were in our easy pose, we didn't want that hip to come up. We want this foot to stay grounded. So this whole side still has weight in it. Inhale tall, exhale other side. Same thing here. Opposite leg has weight in it. We're not rounding forward, we're open through the heart. Inhale tall, exhale release. Let's do that again, our little side bends with a little bit more flow. Inhale, clasp the hands. Exhale, hinge. Inhale tall, exhale hinge other side. One more time each side. Inhale tall, tall, tall. Exhale hinge, still grounding through that opposite side. Inhale, last one. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, reach it tall. Exhale, release. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Find a little release, find a little movement if you want it, maybe a little sway. We're going to plant the hands, take a deep bend of the knees, and gently come back to a seated position. We're going to be moving to boat pose next. As always, lots of options. So, first option, you have the feet hips width apart. Knees are not knocking in or knocking out. You could even have the legs tight together if you want. You could stay right here with the hands behind the thighs. You could take a slight hinge back. You could lift the feet a little. You could lift them a little bit more. You could release the hands. You could extend the legs. We got options galore for our boat pose. So, your choice. I'll kind of go through all of them as I settle into my base pose. Hands can also be out to the side or reaching long. If they're reaching long, make sure those shoulders don't creep up by the ears, because boat pose, as you're holding it, it's a hard core pose. So it's easy to hold tension on accident. We still want to have this ease about our pose. So your choice, decide where you want to be. Go ahead and get set up. We're going to hold it here for a couple of breaths. Hold the navel to spine. Nice. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Round it forward for a second. Maybe a little rock side to side. We're going to do one more time. Whether or not you do the same boat pose you did the first time, that's your call. So, reset, sitting tall, starting with the feet planted. Again, hanging right here. Awesome, your choice. If you're ready, take that hinge back, maybe lift those feet, maybe extend them, maybe reach those arms long. So wherever you're at, just holding here. Long spine. One more deep inhale. Exhale. Release. Nice. We are going to gently roll it back now. So hands behind the thighs, releasing one vertebrae at a time, coming to lay back. Nice, guys. You are doing wonderfully. From here, we're just going to windshield wiper the knees a little bit, side to side. Notice where the breath is. Notice again any sensations you might be feeling in the body, wherever you're feeling them. We're going to bring the hands to the side, and you can cactus the arms so they're bent, or you can come to a T position. I have a wall right here, so I can't get to a full extended T, so I'm going to cactus my arms, but it's your call. And then we're just going to gently let the knees find one side. Now, if you want, you could look the opposite direction If you want a deeper twist, another option is gently crossing one ankle over the opposite knee and then dropping the knees over. Wherever you're at, just allowing the core to release now. Good, bring the head center, bring the knees center. We windshield wiper again, gently side to side. Before dropping the knees to the other side and gently looking the other way with the head. Again, same option to increase that little twist by crossing the ankle over the knee. But we're just starting to wind down, starting to release a little bit. Nice. Bring the knees back to center. Pull them into chest. Allow the hands to find either the tops of the knees or underneath the knees. You can stay right here. You can pull into that ball shape. Give a little rock side to side. Release the head back down. Maybe draw some circles with the knees. One direction and the other. Nice. Plant those feet down. Keep the shoulders, maybe tuck one shoulder at a time. We're just going to gently lift the hips here just for a second. Watch the knees, make sure they're not releasing out or in. And lower back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. We have made it to our Shavasana. If you have time to take a couple minutes of meditation, of stillness, now is a great time to do it. If you don't have time today, that's totally okay too. Thank you for joining us. And if you're ready to set up for your Shavasana, we got options. Options is like my favorite word in any exercise class. I love options. So feet could find outer corners of the mat, and you could allow the knees to fall in towards each other. That is especially wonderful if you have any lower back issues. You could tuck the shoulders, allow the palms to find the sky, and just breathe here. You'd also release full extension of the legs if you wanted. And if you want another option, you could come tall in that seated position, easy pose. If you're here with us in Shavasana, just gently begin to refocus solely on the breath. The eyes might close, whatever you're comfortable with. If you want, you could have one hand find the low belly, one hand find the heart. That really helps having a tactile visual, I guess. It's not even visual, but being able to feel where the breath is, right? If the mind wanders or starts thinking about something else or worrying about anything else or maybe judging your own practice today, just gently acknowledge those thoughts for where they're at, release them, and then rejoin the breath where it's at, where you're at here in this moment, because this is your practice and it's your time. And there is no judgment here. There's no way that should have gone or should have looked. You can take a couple minutes to release the body, release any muscles, release any tension you might be holding, as well as release the mind and find a place of peace and relaxation. Gently we'll begin to wiggle first the toes, then the fingers. You might open the eyes or choose to keep them closed for a little bit longer. If you want a longer meditation or shavasana, feel free to pause the video here. If you're ready, just start finding some gentle movement in the arms and the legs and the feet. Maybe pull the knees in, find a gentle massage of the lower back. If you're already seated tall, that is perfect. We will join you there. You could gently roll to one side, reaching that bottom arm down and then pressing tall with that opposite arm, or pulling the knees to chest. Find a gentle rock back and forth until you come all the way tall. Crossing one foot in front, we find those sits bones. We melt those shoulders down and away. Sitting tall, opening the eyes now if you haven't already. We're going to take one more breath here all together. Nice big inhale. Exhale, release to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today for this core strengthening practice. I hope to see you all again next week, and have a great rest of your day or evening or morning or whenever you're watching. And I'll see you in our next practice. Thanks.